Guys, good night, people. Good night to all our viewers. We're here once again, another live on the Sports Frenzzyy live show. I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Shakes, Demo, and Jason. Good night, gentlemen.
Big up, big up, big up.
We're here
Night,
tonight
night.
to
What's
discuss
up?
some football and some cricket action. A riveting issue that has been making the circles. First and foremost, the standoff between Jamaica Football Federation and the players. Now, the Reggae Boys coach, Theodore Whitmore, gave the Jamaica Football Federation a ultimatum that he wants the players' contract to be settled before a friendly that they have against US on the 25th of this month. So that's the 25th of March. But the JFF thus far can't give a definitive timeline as to when the contract will be sorted out. And that has been causing a rift between players and the coaching staff and the federation itself. First up, Shakes, what's your take on this whole entire issue? Because it has been dominating the media circle.
Yeah, all right. So, good night, everyone. Um, Jamaican football, JFF. There always seems to be some battle going on there, right? In recent years, um, I've always come down on the side of the players in the past, but based on what is happening now, I just can't agree with them, right? I'm not. I don't need to go back into JFF history, or even the history for the players right now. I am just looking on. I need Jamaica to get to the World Cup. That's my aim, and that should be everybody's dream and ultimate desire right now, especially because it's only one time we go there, and it's since 1998, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about it, if we don't get there for this World Cup, we might not get there till way in 2030 odd. So I believe that we have a very strong chance of making it to the World Cup, number one, right? Players, as I said, I'm not going to side with the players on this one. Why? Because look at the worst case scenario. Is either you get to the World Cup or you don't. That's the worst case scenario. So if you don't qualify for the World Cup after demanding this type of exorbitant money, what happens to the program after? JFF is already broke. If you have to pay out all that money now and you don't qualify, you're basically making football dead, you know.
Mm.
Right now, we don't even have a national Premier League, you know, which might set back a generation by say call it 3 years basically. So we're going to be at disadvantage for even the next World Cup cycle, right? Based on the fact that we're not even playing football in Jamaica, and we don't know when football is going to return here on the island. So I believe that the players, JFF is doing the right thing in giving them a take it or leave it, because it's simple. I need players that are committed and not thinking that, oh, I'm due X amount of money, so I'm not going to put my best foot forward, as they always say here in the region, but it's just simply giving their best at whatever they're doing. As I said, I want Jamaica to get to the World Cup. Therefore, JFF is right. We take it or leave it. Is either you're going to work with what we're giving you, and once that amount is a substantial amount, meaning it's something that you can work with. So you're not giving them the minimum, you know. So I'm not talking about no minimum wage or not like that, right? Once you're giving a good rate for to just go, plus you know they're getting their per diem. Yeah, when you add that up, based on the number of games that we have to play, seeing that it might be a smaller pool of players that we actually work with, because many of the persons that are here in Jamaica, they're not really playing football right now, right? So I believe that what the JFF doing, I can't fault them for it. It's a take it or leave it thing. You can't negotiate with people that just want to hold you hostage, you know. You have no intention of really compromising. So you want to set the bar very, very high to try to drop it down to probably like 5,000. But 5,000, Josh, think about it. And Levon, Josh, Levon, Demo, Jason. I talk to
Yeah,
everybody now,
yeah.
right? I know say Josh is on the page too. commenting, right? That's why I mentioned his name. 5,000 US. I want Josh to work that out and put that in Sports Frenzzyy so that the people can see what 5,000 US dollars is, right?
Producer,
Coming from 7,000. So that is why I mentioned his name, right? Coming from 7,000. It just cannot work in this climate. I'm sorry, I cannot side with them. Every aspect of the world, they have had cuts, economic strains because of COVID. So you are telling me that Jamaican football must get up and pay them the most money in history during COVID? That's not fair.
Sheikh. So here's Akil in the comment section asking this question. What do you guys think about 15% of the money earned from qualifying to the World Cup that JFF is offering the players?
All right, I believe that 15% is low. And is he talking about getting to the World Cup or just from the matches that they are going to play in qualification?
It's upon them securing qualification to the World Cup.
So hold on. So is that the World Cup 15% bonus, or just once you reach there? That is actually before you start playing matches at the World Cup. Did they clarify that?
Akil, Akil, could you please answer that question? Because you're saying that if they get to the World Cup.
Yeah, but if they get to the World Cup, doesn't necessarily mean playing the matches at the World Cup just yet, because you know that you can get additional incentives after you play the 3 matches. Oh yeah, there he's saying it before you start playing matches. Yes. So I'd have a problem with that 15%. That is actually some decent money.
So Sheikh, here's the question that you asked the producer. Here is giving the answer. So the 5,000 US is equivalent to 725,000 Jamaican dollar.
That's a whole lot of money. You know, when I first heard it, I was like, listen, these players need to get up and put the work in and secure contracts. It's as simple as that. That's just my stance.
Yeah, so here's my thing, because at first I heard it was 7,000 that the players wanted. 7,000 US, right? And the JFF is offering you 2,000 US per person, and it go up to get a 1,500 extra if you win a game. So that's 3,500 per player US. That's how much Jamaican dollar is that? I think it's over $1 million a player. And you're telling me that is not reasonably enough for you to play a game?
So Dima, you're on the side that these players are irrational during this time.
It's not irrational. If you're coming to negotiate and you start the bar at 7,000 US per
That's
player,
too high, man.
that is way too much. You're not planning to negotiate.
Nope.
You're trying to stick up people, right? And so if the JFF come and then they're saying that they don't trust the JFF, that's why. I think that's what Andre Blake came out and said. They don't trust the players. They don't trust the JFF. That's why they started so high. That makes no sense. You weren't planning to negotiate. You're just planning to come with 7,000 because you know that we desperately need to go to the World Cup, and you feel like, say, oh, you're the only players that they really need you and all of this stuff. And so they're just going to accept what you give.
Dimo, that leads me into our next question. Could that be the case why the JFF and Michael Ricketts, for that part, is pursuing these English-based players since as these ones are sticking out for this? And then the Jamaican populace will come out and say, oh, look how them are influx this one bag of English-based players and this and that. Because, for instance, a player like Isaac Hayden, because I'm going to get to those players, but it was said that Isaac Hayden was the one who actually reached out to the JFF and said that he was interested in playing for them. So, in a sense, it goes back to what Sheikh said, that players like those are committed to the thing, and it's not just about the money. They actually want to play for the team. So,
let me add this little bit. I don't have a problem with people desiring money, right? Because I'm in the medical field, right? And I support any medical practitioner, any teacher, any essential worker that does exceptional work, and we want more pay, right? But guess what? We can't get that during during COVID times, right? So I have no problem with anybody negotiating. We all know that negotiations, no problem with it starting from high, but my God, don't start from the heaven.
Yeah,
Don't
but
start from the heaven.
just to finish up from my side is that I heard today that there are actual players in Jamaica who plays for local clubs who are ready to take the $2,000. They're ready and
But
waiting, and
Demo,
if
why
they come
wouldn't they?
calling,
Enough money that
Hey, man, the man, they hungry,
they're
no
ready.
demon, we
enough
think
money.
about.
So
And
I'm
Demo,
just
remember the point that I was making, that remember local football, we don't even know when that going to start back, you know.
yeah,
So you're going to have
exactly.
some men that listen that will be very committed to securing that money and securing future money by trying to outperform themselves in
Mm,
those matches. I
mm,
don't know what the result would be, you know, but at least I know that they would give their all
yep.
in hoping
So
that they can secure
here's
some
Jason
future
Parks in the
money.
comment section also stating that the players are looking at what their international counterparts are receiving, in which you can't do that, right? Because generally without COVID, we never normal like get the amount where the
What
international players are getting.
international counterpart? What international? Listen, the rounds. What's making the rounds is that there's not more than 6 international teams who get the amount of money that the Jamaica players want, right? And the last I heard, I think England only get like $4,000 to play for the country. So it's
Demo,
like,
you hear what I said? The players need to get up and go and look work by working on themselves and securing club contracts.
yeah,
That's
but
what people
what's the
do.
standard? What's the standard worldwide for what people get when they play for the country? That's what they need to start from to negotiate the standard around the country as it relates to what they get and what they come into ask. So don't come to me about no 7,000 US per player.
Nope, that's
And for those
madness.
who are saying that it's little bit of money, what some people are actually arguing is that yes, it might be a little, yes. However, because of the pandemic and so much, well, right across the entire globe, a lot of people are facing wage cut and things like that. So, in essence, during this time, it's probably a little bit high.
Yeah, it's way too much, bro.
All right, so one second. I'm kind of getting a feedback. All right, so before I move on, I want to send out condolences to one of our main viewer, Derek Clark, who has lost his mom. Sorry about that, bro. Just hope you hold on strong and keep it together, cause we know how rough that be. You face the same
Yeah.
situation, but just hold.
Condolences indeed.
So now there's this issue that came out yesterday evening that Michael Ricketts came on a particular program and spoke about English-based players that the Jamaica Football Federation are trying to get into the system. These players are Max Arendt, who plays for Norwich. But the thing is that they said that Max Arendt said that he needs more. What would you term it as? Justification and more. You want to see a clear indication as to where Jamaica is going for him to commit to it. That's what I saw.
From Max Aaron's.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah. So when go on with repeat it for Demo.
Never hear.
Said he needs a more clear indication as to where this is going before he actually commit to it.
What that's supposed to mean?
funny.
You have to
All right.
understand. You have to understand. I was about to say when I heard Max Aaron's name come up on that list, I was like, but Max Aaron's has been scouted by some top clubs in the world. So there's no way I would tell Max Aaron to
All
come
right. So let
over
me
to
quote it directly. He said that Norwich defender Aaron still needs to be convinced to switch his allegiance, but Jamaica are confident of snapping up the other 9 players, in which I'm going to list out the 9 players. All right. So from the other day, we have heard Mikel Antonio name around the circle, but his manager at his club, that is David Moyes, said that he hopes that the man don't take the call quickly. But if he does take it, wish him all the best. But he's sticking up for him to actually wait for England to come in. Also, you have Ivan Toney, who plays for Brentford, leading championship top scorer this season with over 25 goals in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Demari Gray, a player that a lot of people expected a lot from, but just didn't work out for him at Leicester. I started off very good at Leverkusen so far. Hope he continues.
Mm.
You also have Nathan Redman, a player that Jamaica went for before. Player that has, how do they say? In my opinion, is an average player.
Half decent.
Yeah, but a person put it to me earlier today that it's because the qualifying campaign is this long, probably going to need it for squad depth.
Yeah, but
But
Him half,
really
listen,
Jamaican
him half
standards
decent for
Redman
Jamaica,
more
man. Him
than
will
half.
half decent for Jamaica.
and Isaac Aiden, who I mentioned earlier, a player that they said reach out to them and he's actually interested in representing us. Also, Mason Oldgate, Liam Moore, Kemar Roof. Those players on the list, they're already in the process of acquiring a Jamaican passport to actually come along, except for Arans and Antonio. Those are the two players that haven't been in the process yet. But Ricky said he expected to come through quickly. Well, not really quickly, but because of COVID, it has slowed down a lot of things. But he expected to be completed ASAP. And they hope to have these players for the qualifying campaign before September. So
Yep.
let's just wait and see how this goes. But first and foremost, Dima, what's your take on all these players that they have scouted?
Listen, bring all of them come. Every single one. That's just how I feel. Bring them
I
come
agree.
because listen to me. We we might want to say that but England reject them and so we'll take up the what left and whatever. I don't really care. For Jamaican standards and to play in CONCACAF and stuff to qualify, these guys are above average. And so for me, playing for a Jamaica team with Leon Bailey and everybody else who we have, it can only make us better. It's not going to bring us down. It probably drag England down because England has superstars all over, right? And so these guys might not affect England in a positive way, but for Jamaica, the standard that they have been playing at for years, I don't see that they're declining so much that they can't play. I mean, I'm speaking specifically about Antonio. He's still banging in goals for West Ham right now, scored against City, and he's still playing well. So it's not like say these guys are going to come to make us worse off. I think we're going to only get better. And so I say bring them come as Mikel Antonio wife say, when can she get her Jamaican passport? Because she want to come to. So bring them come.
For real, she did?
Yes.
It
She
seems
ready
like
to
they're really
come.
interested, man. But Dima, my thing is that, and I'm going to put it to you guys. Shamar Nicholson, right? I've been impressed by him right throughout, even in Europe. Even though he missed a lot of chances when playing for Jamaica, but I've seen him for his club in Belgium, and he has looked decent for them. That's his Sporting Charlotte.
Mm.
And with these players coming in, don't you think that he would actually lose his game time?
Listen, the thing is, Antonio can play in a millions of positions because we see Michael Antonio play right back already for West Ham, and he can play on the wing. So I'm saying it's just for you to be flexible with your formation. I think Shamar Nichols can still play, and you can have Antonio play on one of the wings, which play on Bailey now play or whatever. You can just be flexible with your formation. And
But someone put it to me earlier on today that if he was the Jamaica coach, he would probably switch to a 4-4-2 formation where he'd actually use Isaac Aiden and Daniel Johnson through the middle, Leon Bailey and Bobby Decadova-Reid on the wings. While they'll probably have an Antonio, and if you get a Tony,
yeah,
put both of them up top. But he also mentioned that Ethan Laird, a player that Jason is familiarized with, is also of Jamaican heritage, and he said that he's interested in coming to Jamaica because, again, England is stacked in that position, so it's very hard for a lot of these players to actually make it into that setup. He's actually saying that he think that he probably be the best option for right back.
the best option.
Yeah, because he said that Alvas Powell has somewhat declined in his opinion.
I'm not sure about that. But in either case, like you mentioned squad depth earlier, it's very important in this time. Squad depth and anybody can get injured at whatever time. It's just about having the best players available for your country.
I was about to add, you need competition for places. Once you have competition for places, you get the best out of everybody,
Yeah.
right? So even listen, Jamaicans with the English-based players, Jamaicans here are always going to have a problem with a plane load coming and representing Jamaica. But as I said, y'all don't want to watch Jamaica at the World Cup. Like, honestly, it's 1998 and we're at 2021. See how COVID come about to wipe out mankind. And I want to see Jamaica at the World Cup, right? I don't know about you guys, but I want to see Jamaica at the World Cup at least one more time. At least one more time before I die. Right? Not saying I'm going to die anytime soon, but I just want to see Jamaica at the World Cup. So you see, even Isaac Hayden, I want that man in the Jamaican team.
Of
Right? Because that
course.
man is a standout player. I want Mikel Antonio, because guess what? I've watched him over and over, and that man is the man that will go down in the trenches
Yep. Him give him
and
all.
find chances
Him give him
and
all.
create out of nothing.
Yeah, he's that type of player. He's bullish and
Yes.
he'll make use of a half chance and turn it into a
Listen,
chance, because we
not
have
even
seen this
half
in
chance, Levan. Quarter chance, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32.
Yeah. And
Man
just
will
before you make
create something out of nothing. And many times I've gone to the national stadium, and because I'm somebody that watched Jamaica and the qualification to the World Cup. Yeah, obviously we're not going to be able to see it this time, but I've seen Jamaica miss some gilt-edged chances where I'm like, my God, that one little goal they would have give us a point or give us 3 points and would have qualified. Listen, I'm tired of that. And I'm sure everybody's tired of that.
Yeah. But here my thing though, before you talk stats, man, because we know you don't say nothing yet. Listen, this nonsense that I'm hearing Jamaicans come with, like, we are just so full of pride, bro. Like, oh, why we pick up England, what left? And them reject Jamaica before, and now we're gonna call back. Like, what are you guys thinking?
But everybody have ambition in life. You have to have a number one ambition. You
Mikel
fall back on
Antonio.
the second option.
Exactly. Mikel Antonio
essentially
tried.
it's just like you're trying to gain a certain profession, but because of certain things you're not able to go up to that. So here what, you just go for the second option, settle it for a while and
Exactly.
say, all
But
right.
the second option can still be, because that's still international football.
I can't understand how we think as a people, like, well, get England second and all of this. Now, it just doesn't make no sense to me. It really doesn't. I will need to
So
stop it.
here's Jason Parks again saying that Jamaica have to get the midfield right. That's where we always fall short. Find the right combination. I
Correct.
absolutely agree, because a lot of these players that they're chasing are actually attacking players, because Kemar Roof and even Andre Gray, which, what are we doing to Andre Gray really? If you're chasing Antonio and Ivan Tony, what are you doing with it?
Stop them up, man.
But Jason, people are saying that Damian Lowe, yes, he has been decent for us, yes. However, a man like Liam Moore, who's actually captain of Reading, would actually improve our defense, and even Mason Oldgate. Do you agree that those players would actually be a better centre-back pairing than bringing in Lowe into that team?
100%. I am a big fan of Mason Holgate specifically. I was hoping and praying that Southgate never lose him and try to call him, because he's been a part of a somewhat impressive Everton defense in the Premier League. So I think him along with Moore can. And other people seem to forget that I think this was the same Moore that was a part from Leicester's title-winning team in 2016. So I mean, he didn't play enough. I think he was on loan that season, though. He didn't play enough games to actually get a medal, but to be a part of that team and in and around the setup is only beneficial for him. So I mean, we've seen all of the memes and all of the criticisms that can, go around Hector. Personally, I don't want to see him in my defense.
Yeah, them can send him.
So, I mean, I side with you guys where this is concerned, that if you look at it really, I mean, the average Jamaican is not going to look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture is that CONCACAF on a whole has the quality around CONCACAF has kind of died down compared to previous years. Right now, I mean, barring the US, we all know that the US is stacked, especially right now. But I mean, a lot of Mexico stars, for instance, are on the decline.
Boss man, careful how you say that, boss, because you know that Mexico, is a team that, you know what, they might not have the stars them in Europe and things like that, you know, but you see
They
right
have a
down in
team
that
Yes.
Mexican
chemistry.
league. You see in that
No,
Mexican league, brother.
you know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was watching a Liga MX game the other day when Gignac.
All right, Jason connection kind of is poor. So, all right, Shakes.
Yeah.
One thing that I've realized is that yes, the US is a bit probably a cut above every other team in the CONCACAF because the amount of players they have in Europe and all of that, and a lot of these players not even can make the US team. That to show your stat there. But the thing is that Jamaica has the players out there, and if they can get these players to actually compete with the US, why not go all in for it?
Yes.
Because what I don't understand is that these people don't actually like to compete and actually beat the US. I want to be number one in CONCACAF. I don't want to always play
Exactly.
second, third, fourth fiddle. No, I want to be number one. And if we can get those players to actually come into the system and the setup, and actually improve our football, because come on, majority of who they're actually scouting or who they're trying to bring in are far superior to who we currently have in some of who we currently have in this current setup, right? So
Mm.
Correct.
they would actually improve
But Levon, we
who
are not the
setup
only
because
team it happens to. If somebody come from France and they qualify for play for France and them can't make the team, but they qualify by heritage and parentage
The
for
Algeria, the
Cameroon.
Morocco,
They,
all
they
them
they try
countries,
for France, they don't make it, then they go
Egypt,
play for Cameroon.
them
Like
go
why
play
why Jamaicans
elsewhere.
act like we're the only ones?
but I want to get your views on this
It's
now.
just
So
a mentality, man.
I'm going to start with your Shakes. If all these players come in and we get them into the setup, right? Give me your ideal starting 11.
Oh boy, that too hard.
That rough,
Yeah,
man.
that too hard right
Shakes,
now. That too hard right
That
now.
rough.
Shakes. What
I
other
think
Shakes?
close. I
Shakes, stick
think
up in.
closer.
Shakes, stick up in. I know that you're a man who likes to punch the people and likes to hear when you punch a punch above your weight now, boss man. Don't come to me with that. You're a big top class analyst, so don't do that.
All right, I'm going to give you majority of the squad. I would say Andre Blake obviously in goal. I would still stick with Damian Lowe as one of the centre back if I can get Mason Holgate. Yes. I don't know about Max Aarons. Max Aarons not going to come Jamaica. Him too young.
Yeah.
So he's gonna waste
Him have a
options.
chance, yeah.
So yeah, Alvas Power still might be at right back. I just going to go to midfield. Isaac Hayden, I want that man in the midfield. I've seen his commitment
Mhm.
week in, week out in the EPL, right? And he plays decent. For anybody that watch the boring football that Newcastle plays, he plays decent, right? So I'd want him in the midfield. Obviously, Leon Bailey. Who else is there now? Boy, I'd probably say
Bobby
drop. Yeah,
Reed.
the Cordova, yes, from Fulham. Yes, he's definitely in it. And up top, I would definitely go with what's his name?
Antonio.
Michael Antonio, along with Nicholson for now. And then I probably throw I leave out three people. So three people up for grabs, basically. Three spots up for grabs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and as I said, it's based on what the players are showing. So suppose Redman comes. All right, Redman can start on the left wing.
Yeah. So what formation Jamaica use normally? Because I'm thinking 4-3-3.
Yes,
Um
sometimes they use that.
yeah, so if I'm using a 4-3-3, I'm definitely going Blake. I'm sticking with Alvas Powell because like I said, I don't think this Max Aarons thing's gonna work out. I'm sticking with Damian Lowe because he has done nothing wrong for me and he has been performing well whenever I see him play. So Lowe with Holgate, even though he's from Neverton, now you know that go with me and Liverpool. But anyway, Holgate and Lowe, and then Taxi Lawrence at left back. Then for hold, I definitely have to use Isaac Hayden, and then the two advanced midfielders. I'm using Ravel Morrison, and I'm using what's his name? Johnson.
Daniel Johnson.
Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison, because they look great when I saw them play the other day. And obviously Leon Bailey, I'm going with Antonio and Bobby Reed as well. So it's flexible. And Maggie and them man, they still up on the bench,
I was
and
I,
you
I was
know.
going to ask you that in terms of players that are currently in the MLS, in which they're far and few between, because it seems like Jamaican players are stuck in USL,
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, because I was gonna say that is USL. You must be highlighting.
yeah.
and those locally, who do you see making the squad? Chicks.
True.
Boy. All right. Personally, I don't rate nobody in the USL. I just go and say that. Right. And I've always agreed with you in terms of the standard is just poor there. Um, what's his name? Dude that got in trouble the other day. He
Jonah
was
Flemings.
playing well. Yeah,
Jonah
he
Flemings.
was. Yeah, Flemings. Yeah, he was playing. He was playing well, but I don't know. For me, he was like the only standout person that when I watch a few of the games, he was like the only standout Jamaican.
So Andre Blake
Listen,
playing.
it just
Don't
looked like it
MLS.
just
understand.
looked like a carpet that you just send people to go and play on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you see cars passing, you see trucks passing, and you're
I
like,
mean,
man, oh, I can
listen.
actually go over there and go watch some football.
Yeah, maybe Junior Fleming is the only one for real.
Yeah,
Where's Mattox?
Brother, Matak still a play ball game.
I have
I
no
think he was
idea,
injured.
but
I think he was injured at one point. I don't know if he got a new contract. I can't recall.
He hasn't really, but to be honest, it's hard for a lot of these players to make the team because, as I said, if they do get the quality players that they're actually trying to get in, then it'll be very hard. But all in all, we expect Jamaica to actually qualify for the World Cup. If they
Levon,
actually
let me just conclude with this. If you were my crickets, since you are the host of this show, if you were my crickets and you had the option to get all those players and basically improve your reputation of being the second JFF president to get Jamaica to a World Cup and after so long, wouldn't you go out and try to get those? You would literally have to be a mad president to not do that,
I would go out
You'd
and
have
get
to,
them.
you would
But
go out and get them.
all right, quickly, one thing that I want to point out is that a lot of recently I've seen quite a few Jamaicans touching over into countries like Saudi Arabia, Sudan, and those countries. Well, if you can go over
Is
there
the
and get
one
a
in
better
Egypt?
life, yeah. If you can go over there and get a better life, I'm all for it. Better than USL.
yeah,
I
But with that
agree.
being said, we'll wrap up on that, and we're going to touch quickly on the games that took place in the EPL yesterday and also today. Yesterday, Man City ramped to a victory in the end, 4-1 over Wolves. And I don't see the reason why Wolves played that. Well, they weren't really playing good, but I don't see why I tried to hold out for that long and I ended up conceding three at the end. Shakes, quickly.
Oh boy, Man City. Man City is a train right now, that's just steaming towards the Premier League title. I know that a lot of fans would have been out there would have been hoping that Wolves, after they scored that goal, that they would have held on. But listen, anybody that watched that game would realize that Man City was just quality right throughout the game. Wolves scored with one chance. It was constant pressure from Man City, right? The goals, pressure, all in the box, right? Mahrez played
It was
pretty.
superb yesterday.
Yes, Mahrez. That's why I mentioned his name. Mahrez, for me, was excellent. That's one of his best games since since coming to Manchester City, right? And Jesus, yes, get two goals. Um, listen, there's not really much to say about Man City. Man City is just a train right now, as I said.
All right, Jason, we saw Burnley getting a 1-1 draw with Leicester earlier in today. Your take.
Brendan Rodgers must be cursing his luck at the amount of injuries that Leicester have suffered right now. It was in and around this time last season, around the 24th, 25th game, that Leicester's results started to fall and they came out of the top four. It seems like a very symmetrical result compared to last season. Um it was an expected result. Reason being, Leicester don't do well when they're expected to have more of the possession. That's just not their game. They're more of a let you have the ball.
Wow,
Yeah,
so
in essence, you're just trying to say Brendan Rodgers starting to choke around this time, all the time.
and you know this business connection has been all night, and that just I was just about to point that out, and then here it goes, right? But not third.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you're still
That
there.
game was a good game.
Yeah,
That game
man.
was a good game doing 11.
Yeah, man, end to end, end
Burnley,
to end.
man, yeah, Burnley, those chances that Burnley got, those saves by Schmeichel, especially the one from Wood, right? That was a ridiculous save. And to
Now let's talk
palm it
about that
around,
Iheanacho goal.
Big
yeah,
goal.
yeah, and to palm it around, trust me, as you say, end to end, Burnley should have won that match.
No
Listen,
God, I know.
and Brendan Rodgers went with a makeshift team. Ndidi played centre back, but he was still advanced and he made the pass for Iheanacho. So I
Yeah,
mean, it was all makeshift people. I mean, Fofana
Yeah.
came on, but it was all makeshift stuff.
Good to see that he's actually back. But Dimo,
Mhm.
a team that is somewhat followed up, and one that, well, he conceded the other day that he expect them to go down to the championship. But Sheffield getting another win under their belt, a 1-0 victory of Aston Villa, the inconsistent Aston Villa.
Listen, did Jack Grealish play that game?
No, he
No,
didn't.
no,
So
no.
why we
no,
still are going to talk about
injured.
Aston Villa? Without Jack Grealish, there is no Aston Villa. I mean, they squeezed out a win the other day when El Ghazi scored. But Aston Villa ticks when Grealish is playing. And as bad as Sheffield is, McGoldrick just keeps on scoring goals. And I don't know where him find that. But boy, McGoldrick just pops up with the win. And they fight to the end because they went down to 10 men.
From the
And they
57th minute.
yeah, and they were just resolute, and I mean that's what they expect from a Chris Wilder's team, just to be resolute and compact, and they were that, and boy, they got the result. I mean, they're still gonna get relegated, but they got a good result.
All right, and then the final fixture that we saw took place earlier on today. A dull, boring snore fest.
Oh, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Manchester Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Shakes, you say whatever you have to say because I have absolutely nothing to say about that.
Hold on there. Let me wrap up this Man U shirt here. Let me wrap it up. Right? Let me wrap it up. Let me hide my face and talk.
What you have to say?
Listen, boy, listen. You know, I'm not even going to say I told you so, guys. Right? Because for me, in the last live that I was on, I said if Man U does not win this game, Man U can just scrap themselves and just put themselves in a box. Right?
I remember you said it.
I don't listen, I can't find the words to describe.
Shake, stick up in. Because
Yes.
one thing we figure out, Manala, last live you were very good. This live so far you have been very good as well. Shakes, you're known for one thing around here. And that is speaking your mind. Brother, stop hold back. Talk on the
Yeah,
fire.
but listen, I'm going to leave it to Jason. I'm going to leave it to
No
Jason.
man, Shakes.
I
More you
go-
talk your mind. I'm going to get to Jason to talk your mind. And we know say the two first word out of your mouth is holy out.
Ole out.
Somebody said better when you watch
Ole.
paint dry.
Ole out. Right? I remember when Manchester United were winning games, I've always maintained Ole out. Right? Because for those that watch the intricacies of football will see that, listen, Manchester United no play not one name team football. Nothing. Right? Not one name team football. So when I want team football against these weaker teams, you ain't gonna get it. You're going to get, as in the past, if I end up with a result, it is some brilliant play by one or two players, or I'm getting a penalty and winning the match. Everybody for Manchester United except Shakes has been waiting on penalties to get a penalty, right? To come and give us a win. Ole has been doing the same thing, waiting on a penalty. to get a win. I don't understand why Ole is coming out and talking about a foolishness about referees and how we're supposed to be getting a certain cut. Listen, if my club Manchester United as a supporter, I have to be sitting down and waiting on a call from a referee for me to win a game or even score a goal. Guys, just listen. If you go on Vipro, if you go on so many of these sites, Crick HD, if you go on First Row Sports, if you go on ESPN, guys, you can go on YouTube. There are so many other sports going on. Listen, I start make Man U run up my blood pressure, you know.
Facts,
so
bro.
I don't have to check my blood pressure in my office because I know that. Listen, you see, I keep on telling the fans that when y'all discussing things on even Facebook, I'm saying, yo, the standard of your discussion, it's so low because you guys expect nothing of the club. Because everybody has been attacking me based on the facts that I spew, right? And then when we get this dull, when I say dull, listen, it makes sense. You just get a little abstract painting and just do it while you're watching a Man U match. Because that's all you're going to be doing. Because there is nothing to literally shout about in the match. Nothing at all. And for me, listen, if this is going to continue, it don't make sense Man U finish in the top 4. You know why? Because which player going to come to Man U really and truly when they see them dull football being played? You think just reaching to the group stage of the Champions League is any big thing? Listen, I'm not Arsenal. Why should I be fighting for top 4? Top 4? Come on. Manchester United is known for winning. Why should I suddenly become substandard and accept finishing in the top 4? It just don't make sense. I'm sorry. It just don't make sense. And as I said over and over, Ole out.
Shakes, I'm going to say 3 names because a lot of people are saying that, oh, who is out there, this and that. There's one specific coach that is out of a job. Hold on, man. There's a man out of job right now that has team identity and everything up his alley. Eddie Howe is out of a job.
Levon, even if them have to take you off of this show, you have to go coach the team. Me will pay you playing fair if you go to England, go coach the team. Because I'm sure no see you that do a better job.
Shakes, just make it happen. A long time I want the coaching job. But that being said, though, all I have to say, Ole is a dunce, Ole is a coward, Ole out.
Wait, is it true that Crystal Palace could have won this game at the end?
Yes, Van
Eyck made a big save.
Patrick.
Okay.
All right, but guys, we'll move on from that and we move to this game that they said is a game of glorious uncertainty. Cricket. West Indies playing Sri Lanka in the first T20 of the series, and West Indies ended up getting a victory, but it was for me, it was a very entertaining match. I loved every bit of it. Because guess what? I'm neutral, so whether them win or not, so it go. Nemo the man who had the loyalist. But Sri Lanka making what? 131 for 9, and West Indies crawling to victory. And that is actually too kind of a word. Crawling to victory. This match was filled with everything. And first up, Dhananjaya Da Silva getting a hat-trick with some dunce and rush shots from the batsman. And then Pollard getting 6 sixes in the following over off him and actually doing a salute as well. A huge celebration. And then guess what? The following over back in the pavilion. Demo, it's your time to take the floor.
Listen, man, listen. A win is a win, and we take a win as West Indies cricket team. We totally outclassed Sri Lanka when we were bowling. Like, you can just tell when Captain Pollard him have a team, you can just see them oozing class. Like, the catching was exceptional today. We took all our catches. The bowling was spot on. A lot of people were questioning Jason Holder's place in the team, but he bowled excellently. I think he was probably our most economical bowler, if I remember correctly.
He was.
Like every bowler. Yeah, I was so proud of McLeod as well. McCoy,
McCoy.
Obed McCoy. He just came in. The guys who made the debut, Sinclair. He
Yeah.
made his debut and he took the new ball as well and he got a wicket. Listen, I don't like that flipping celebration because one time he might slip and he might hurt himself. But it's all good. We were exceptional in the field. But if you are watching West Indies cricket, you should know that when it is very rare that West Indies get all three facets of a cricket game right. If them bat good, them now go bowl good. If them bowl good, them now go bat good and feel good and so on and so forth. So we were
So,
excellent in
Timo,
the
what
field.
you're saying, they were excellent in the field.
Yeah, we were excellent bowling.
I disagree with you.
I mean,
All right, remember that second over bowled by Fido Edwards when I think it was Nershan Dikwela actually got a wide off volley from him and he squeezed it through and Fabian and let the ball run right underneath him.
yeah, that's
remember
fine.
that.
But in
You're feeling that,
general,
boss.
in
You're saying
general,
it was excellent. I just pointed out a blip, so it can't be
all right,
excellent.
fine.
Remove that word.
In general, West Indies were very good in the field, and to limit a team
boss.
to one whatever little bit they made in a T20 game, I think that we did well. Like in general, we did well in the field and we catched well as well. So that was the good part. Then came the batting. Evan Lewis and Lendl Simmons on form. I think Evan Lewis also got 3 sixes. He hit a hat-trick of 60s as well. And I can just see like from that over, I thought that we won the game. I think we were 52-1. And for me, the game was done. So I was just relaxing and I go, do what I need to do. And then all of a sudden, like pure excitement from the Sri Lanka. I'm like, what's happening? I'm gonna say a hat trick and I just start lose it. Like I literally start lose it, may I tell you, boss. I'm like, nah, this can't happen. We can't lose a game here. And then Captain Pollard came, hit 6 sixes and made that salute. And I said, yeah, the game was over. I mean, we did lose a couple more wickets, but all in all, it was a good day for West Indies. I think everybody here predicted West Indies to win the T20 series. And you can see that the Sri Lankans, I think they have players out as well who didn't make the trip. And so with a weakened Sri Lankan team, we just showed our class and we won.
All right, Shakes, one of our commenters is saying that he said that this Sri Lanka team isn't that strong, but I don't think he's actually paying keen notice of what we always talk about, the future that lies ahead. You see, for the test series, boss man, you see if these spinners can trouble these players this much.
Yeah.
You see how the ball is actually spinning? Trust me, Dhananjaya Da Silva and Asaranga will trouble these players in the test series. So look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, what people need to realize is that T20 is hit and miss, and literally hit and miss. If you're watching that West Indies, it was literally hit and miss. It's either they were being hit for a 6 or they were being out LBW, right? Or caught behind. So for that test series, listen, West Indies players, you're going to need a whole lot of application against those spinners, and these Sri Lankan spinners, they bowl a whole lot of overs. So just going forward for that test series, that T20, we all had West Indies to win the series.
Boss, right? hold on, Sheiks. Just congratulate the man them first before you start look to the future and all of these things. Just congratulate the man them for a victory. No?
Oh, no
the
problem.
Man even congratulate them because I predict them to win.
No, but him just start and him like, they're going to trouble them in the test series.
I was addressing what Levon
okay, all right.
about.
I just want to hear you say congratulations.
Yeah, man. Boss man, remember that I watch a lot of T20 cricket.
Okay.
But I was just addressing what the commenter
finish up,
was dealing with. Yes. So yeah, as I was saying, for the test series, it's really going to be a fight. It's a toss-up for the test series. I put Sri Lanka slightly ahead. Hopefully, West Indies, based on the fact that they're going to have a lot of players coming over from the Bangladesh series, they can actually bring the confidence of winning that series into this Sri Lanka test series and actually play some good cricket. Listen, I have no problem if a team loses in any sport. It's all about application and the mentality that you have in the game, right? So if I see you playing hard and doing the best that you can do and still lose, no problem. Right? But don't come out there and just think that, oh, you're just going back a few 30 balls, 60 balls, and then you're back in the pavilion. And then when I see the TV camera come on your face, you're just smiling and you're all cool. That don't make sense.
So
You,
Shakes,
you
can
see
I
what
draw
I
an
talk about?
analogy? Can I draw an analogy? So it's like you're saying that United play a football match, or a football team for that matter plays a football match and they actually lose, and yet probably an hour after you see all the players on social media posting about it and smiling.
All right. So I'm glad you brought that up because I'm just going to go back to today. After the Crystal Palace match, I saw every Manchester United player hugging and high-fiving the Crystal Palace players. I saw one Bissaka talking to the Crystal Palace guy. Can't remember his name now, the African dude. In this long conversation, I saw Ole smiling on the field, and I'm like, dog, but aren't you guys supposed to be actually cussing in the dressing room right now?
Shakes, but hold on a second. Why are you surprised about Ole? Remember that Fred took a shot the other day and the man was like,
I
so,
said thumbs up,
but
Thiago style.
on the cricket, Deem actually wanted to say congratulations. So get the
Like, the
congrats
man
out.
there go around the world before him say congratulations, West Indies, boss.
We're talking about Test cricket, man.
Oh my gosh.
Shakes, just say the congrats because it seems like the man's going to die over that.
Listen, I want big up Kyron Pollard for hitting 6 sixes, right? I literally, somebody came to my gate and I told them that, yo, they have to wait because no, I have to, this was after the second six. And the earlier conversation that Demo and I were having, he said when he hit the third six, he realized what going on. I'm like, no, from the man hit the second six clean as a whistle, right? But you see the whole West Indian factor came into it, the mentality again. I don't want you to be bowing on the pitch when there's a game to be won.
Why not? Why not? The man just licked 6-6. Why him can't
How about
celebrate?
so Demo? How about hitting a half century?
Oh my
Right?
gosh, bro. The man just hit 6 6s. Why can't he celebrate that moment? What's wrong with you? Why him can't
So
celebrate?
are you surprised that he was out the next over immediately?
He did his job. Leave the man hit 6 6s and in the moment he celebrate and do a good celebration. Leave the man alone, boss.
Nah, come on, man. Better than
Oh
that.
my gosh. Anyway, but one thing I must say, one thing I found negative is the fact that they didn't rotate. I mean, it's a West Indian thing in terms of taking singles. At one point in that game, when we almost won, we had more sixes than singles. We had 9 sixes at the time compared to 6 singles in a T20 game. I mean, it's all good.
5 fours, and
It's
6
all,
singles.
and just 6 singles in a boss. And the
And I
field
think
spread,
1-2.
The field spread.
All right. Demo, let me ask you a question. West Indies open with 1, Lendell Simmons, 2, Evan Lewis.
Yeah, man.
At 1 down comes Chris Gale. Then Nicholas Pooran, Kyron Pollard, Jason Holder,
Yep.
Fabian Allen. What do you expect, boss? All the players that I just mentioned, all those men are big hitters, brother. So what do you expect?
No, that's fine. I'm just saying for future games, try and get more singles. I mean, Lendell Simmons and Evan Lewis, they're great communicators. They bat well together all the time for Trinidad and stuff. I mean, you look a bit better, man.
Won't happen. Just to put that out there, won't happen. These men will continue doing that because the recently concluded Super 50. Well, Simmons kind of accumulated runs here and there, but Lewis did what he do best. And I don't rank them. If that's what you do best, brother, just do that. Hitting sixes is your thing, just hit the six. Don't do that Cornwall and go in test matches like you're a test player.
Wait. How Cornwall coming at this?
Just have to join the analogy, man, because I have to just punch you in the ribs. But just saying that, play a natural game, boss, man. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Simple as that. With that, on that note, we'll come to the end of the live. This was actually our third biggest live of the year. We had over 50 viewers at one point, over 300 comments. So I want to say thank you to every Demo. And I was seeing this bring out the people, and don't do that. So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. All our first time viewers, all the people who have been supporting the Sports Frenzzyy on Facebook and those on YouTube, because we had around 3 or 4 people viewing it from YouTube tonight. Sheldon Campbell was one of them. Chris Frasfuller was one of them as well. bless up boss for doing that. And again, this wouldn't be possible without Josh Call, the producer. And see, the man was always on point, man. Shakes called for him tonight, and within a minute, the man was there with the information. So producer is actually on
Well
point,
done,
man, and
well
he's the
done,
one that
well
makes this
done,
possible.
Josh.
So bless up for all our viewers and everybody that has been supporting the Sports Friends Live show. And again, want to send condolences to Derek Clark, one of our regular viewer, who has lost his mom. Again, boss man, I understand exactly I wouldn't say exactly understand what you're going through, but
Yeah,
I'm doing the same road, but just have to hold it up and keep strong. And just know that the Sports Friends Live show is wishing you condolences, boss.
for real.
Until next time, peace out. Congrats again to West Indies for winning the first T20.
Tree love.
They can clean sweep this series and Demo will actually be a happy chap. Neither here nor there for me, but until next time, peace out. Shakes, Demo, Jason, big up on yourself.
Big up, boss.